Okay, so I gotta get the new rear tire put on here, mounted and balanced, so I gotta take this rear wheel off. So we'll start with the seat and the trunk and the saddlebags, and then we'll go from there. So the seat is two-piece, which is kind of nice. If one of them gets damaged, you just have to replace one of them, not both of them. You have a key lock right here that turn it to the left, and it pops the rear seat. And the rear seat just lifts up and pull forward. There's a hook right here that hooks in back here, and then these two lock into the latch. So once you got that one off, the front seat just sits in here, a couple of rubber grommets sitting up here, and then there's a hook underneath. So you just lift it off here and pull it back a little bit, and it pops right off. And underneath here you have your tool case, battery underneath this cover. So we need to pull the trunk off next. So inside the trunk here we've got the liner. The bottom liner's got 4 of little quick rivets in the corner. So just push down the center of that to unlock the rivet. And then, in theory, the liner should just come out of there. It should just lift right out. Careful you don't lose the rivets. And then we've got our 4 bolts underneath. Okay, so these 4 bolts are just 12 millimeter. They shouldn't be on very tight. This one in the corner has a ground wire attached to it. So just remove those 4 bolts. There is a little Phillips screw right up there on underneath the bottom of the antenna housing sticking out here. So you need to unscrew that and take that bottom cover off. And the bottom cover just drops right off there once you take that screw out. And then you can see the antenna wire is just bolted on the bottom of the antenna right there. So we just need to take that bolt off so we can remove the antenna wire so that we can take the trunk all the way off. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it very well, but this bottom nut right here is an 8 millimeter. So we'll just take that off. So, get a good shot of that. If this camera will focus. There we go. So I just took that nut off there, and that loosens up the wire, and then we can pull the wire through up on top. So then the wire will pull through that opening right there, and then plug the lights back here, and it will fit through the hole here on the front. There we go. So getting that off the LED lights there is proving to be a little tricky. So I'll just stick a little screwdriver in there, see if we can get that unlocked. Okay. There we go. It's got a little... You can see it right there. You just push down on this clip on the front and that releases the lock there, but it's really hard to push. So be careful you don't damage these wires, pull them out of the socket. Now we just have to pull these through this bottom edge of the trunk over here. And we also have, okay, well, let's pull all the four of these bolts out, and then that'll make it easier to get that other clip off the back side there and get those wires pulled through. Once you loosen up these bolts, they come out really easy. Now we should be able to, in theory, lift this off here. Okay, so we'll check that. So we do have to move these other screws back here. I'm just going to keep these screws and bolts in the trunk, if that's what they go to, so we'll just keep them in here. Alright, now, get those four out. Let's see if this will lift off now. Okay. Now, we have... Alright, we got this one clip right here.
Here you go.
Okay, so the trunk is removed, and it really looks a lot different with the trunk up there. These two cables can just hang over there. So then you remove the saddlebags, and there's three bolts each on the saddlebags. And I think, looks like they're 10 millimeter, so we'll find out. And yep, they're 10 millimeter. Tight. And one on the front side. That one's a long one, goes on the front. These two side ones are a little bit shorter. Now in theory, once those are off of there, it should lift off of there. It should just lift up and off. This just hooks over the stay right there, and then the two bolts on the side and the one on the front. And the other side is exactly the same. That one was really on there. So the shop put that on way too tight. It should not have been that tight. These don't have to be super tight. We have metal washers and with rubber grommets underneath to help with vibration.